Cyber teacher. I said, yes. And he said, the feeling I had in that moment, the warmth was great. You need a community around you. And he was like, I have friends, blah, blah, and blah, blah. Teaching is hard, time consuming, it drains you. But at the same time, these moments are the ones that I live for. When I find a way to make a kid find his or her own way in life. And it's not just about the curriculum, it's not just about the lesson content and everything. It's about life, that he or she is educated. Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of English with Sarvi. Here we are with another episode of Stories of My Class. So, let's begin. That plan that I talked about last time, the one that I tell a story, creating a context with the blocking vocabulary items and telling them that if I am not able to use all of those vocabulary items in my story, then they can give me a dare, okay? But something respectful and something meaningful and fun, okay? That's really worked with my 6th graders. It's not that this is gonna work with all of the teenagers, with all of the lessons. No, it's not like that. You need to find out what works best for your students. But let's say that in my class, full of students that are really energetic and very much expressive, it worked. My students basically want to only play games. They don't like the book very much. So I tried assigning a lot of the tasks, especially workbook and other written ones. I tried to limit them in the class. I know that it's necessary for them. I know that they have exams, like PTS is getting closer and closer to us. I think they're gonna have it 1st of April, and they had their ELTA exams recently. But it's just that I saw that the performance was going higher when we had those kinds of activities. So yeah, I limited the amount of written tasks, controlled practice for them. With that storytelling, we had a lot of progress. I mean, I witnessed some of my very ignorant students raising their hands, teacher, can I tell a story? Because they were looking for a dare. They wanted not to be able to achieve it. They wanted to tell the story, use those vocabulary items if possible, and then they would miss out one of them intentionally so that they would get a dare from the other students. And yes, it was not easy choosing a dare that wouldn't offend the student, because some students didn't want to dance or sing in the lesson. So you need to be creative. And I found great stuff online. I mean, with one of my students, the dare that she got was that she had to write one of those vocabulary items that she couldn't use when she was telling the story with her nose on the smartboard, using the keyboard of the smartboard. I mean, as you can see, it's fun, and at the same time, it's not offensive. So be careful with choosing the dare for that student. We didn't choose truth. You can also go for truth or dare. I mean, it is something that could also work. With my students, I know what kind of learner type they got. I mean, they are mostly kinesthetic, so dare would work better with them. But with higher levels, different learner types, even truth can be a nice one. But again, be careful, because with sensitive students, these kinds of activities can be a little bit sensitive, and I can understand why some teachers would not even touch these kinds of activities. But believe me, if you think it through and make some rules for it, it will work, and it will be really fun. And this time I chose another way of presenting the vocabulary items that I loved it very much. You might have already heard about this, but I'm going to repeat it because this was a new context. They put the vocabulary items after I showed them a video of a space related to space and sleeping in space. It was really fun, really engaging. They really wanted to know more about how people really sleep in a spaceship. After that, they were somehow engaged. We started playing this game where they had to put some vocabulary items that I gave them on their foreheads, and then the other people in the class needed to help the one sitting on the chair understand which vocabulary item was there, you know, on their foreheads. And it was really fun. Remember, the tricky part here is that they need to understand the instructions and the rules clearly. So become the first one sitting on the chair and put one of those vocabulary items randomly on your forehead, or ask one of the kids to pick it. The more dramatic you make it, the more engaged your students will become in the game. So become excited, make it mysterious by just, closing your eyes, walking around the classroom, showing those cards to the most, let's say, bored student in the classroom. Engage him. If you engage him, you will engage everyone. So I tried it with one of my own really intelligent ones that is usually bored. I went to him, I showed the cards, I said, okay, choose one of them. And then he chose one of them. I didn't look. I didn't open my eyes yet. I put it on my forehead, and then I said, okay, everyone, help me understand what the vocabulary item is without giving it up, without saying the word. And then they started, and it became really fun. Then they asked, can I come? Can I sit on the chair? And it was really fun. After such a long time of just working on the book, because I was so mad at them. Yeah, I confess, I was so mad at my students. I guess I had stopped loving them for whatever reason, because they are loud, because they don't pay attention to me. But we have to remember we are educators, and those kids, they have no one else to motivate them. It's just us. So I tried to remind myself that it's just you, Sarvi. They only got you. Stop looking at them like a kid. Don't become a kid yourself and look at them eye level. Okay, this is the only time that you don't need to be eye level with them. You need to become the parent figure as you are. You need to think like an educator. I think that was what helped me through all of the chaos that was going on in that classroom. I was very happy when I got out of that lesson. The production worked. I'm telling you, even the most ignorant student in my lesson started using those vocabulary items, and it felt amazing. And another thing happened today too. I have another kid from primary, fourth graders, that is really hard. I love the kids. Okay, let's be honest and clear about this. I love the kid, but he is hard. Sometimes he mocks other ones in the lesson, and because he's a foreigner, sometimes he does things that others assume that it is mocking. Sometimes that's his only way of interacting with others, getting love from others, getting attention from the others. And today, he came to me. I was walking in the corridor. I was trying to get some exam papers from the principal's office. And he came to me and he was like, Sarvi teacher. I said, yes. And he said, blah, blah, okay, punched me. Okay, I said, punched you? And then he said, no, pinched me. And then I found out that, somebody had pinched him in the lesson. So I went there and I talked to them or whatever, and then everyone was like, as always, everyone was complaining about him. So I took his hand, I got him out of the lesson, and I said, let's talk, dear. I am also a foreigner, and I understand how it feels when you feel like everyone else is sharing something that you don't have. I was trying to use, simple English so that he understands. But yeah, the whole thing I told him was that you need friends. You need friends. So in order to survive, we are so social people. I mean, we are people that can, live in a community. You need a community around you. And he was like, I have friends, blah, blah, and blah, blah. They are my friends. And then I was like, okay, you need more friends. I didn't tell him that even those two that you consider friends, they don't consider you as friends. Yeah, it's okay. They don't consider you as friends. You need other friends. You need more friends to survive. And I know how it feels being a foreigner, coming from another country. Sometimes you just do something like this when you want to just be fun and cool, but they don't consider it as being cool. They consider it as mocking. They think that you are too friendly because the culture is different. Because I was actually on my knees. I was trying to be eye level with him. And I touched his tummy and I said, I love you, right? You know that you are my friend, right? And he smiled. And he went back to class. He was a little shy. The feeling I had in that moment, the warmth, was great. Teaching is hard, time consuming, it drains you. But at the same time, these moments are the ones that I live for. When I find a way to make a kid find his or her own way in life. And it's not just about the curriculum, it's not just about the lesson content and everything. It's about life, that he or she is educated. So this time I didn't nag much because it was mostly good news. Thank you very much for watching this video, and don't forget to leave a comment for me, share the video, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I really like sharing my ideas and experience with other teachers. Do write for me, write to me, come on. I love you. Goodbye.